Hey Teal Nation, we're back with another episode of the Chant Pod presented by Revolution Mortgage. I'm Sam Wiederhaft. I hope everyone in the Conway and Grand Strand area enjoyed the snow last weekend because things are going to be warming up soon and spring sports are right around the corner. Softball begins a new season this weekend after making history in 2025 with their first ever Sun Belt title. The Chants made an appearance in the NCAA tournament, and for head coach Kelley Green, it was an extremely successful season. Now the Chants turn the page, and Coach Green is our guest this week to give us a preview of the 2026 squad. With the season starting this weekend, Coach Green talked about how incredible last year was and now who to watch out for in 2026. So let's hear from the head coach of Coastal Softball, Kelley Green. We're talking softball on this episode of the Chant Pod presented by Revolution Mortgage as the season gets closer and closer to starting. And who better to preview the 2026 squad than head coach Kelley Green. Coach, appreciate you coming on once again.
Thanks for having me.
We're getting closer to this season. I know it's later January, but the season's going to start here in a few weeks. Just tell me about how the build-up to this new season has been going.
Oh, it's been awesome. I mean, love this new team. We're working hard. Everyone's got a ton of energy, ready for the season, excited about our schedule, up for the challenge, and it's been really fun working with this group. 2025
was a historic year, a very big year for the softball program, and we'll definitely get into all the accomplishments. But just tell me about how, once the season ended, how'd you spend your off season?
Well, it was a fun off season. There's not really a lot of downtime right after the season because you're trying to hit the portal, and it's never over. So we were hard at work for the next month trying to land some top players, which we feel like we did a really good job on the portal this year. So, but it was nice. It's nice everywhere you go, you're being recognized, and everyone appreciates the year we had. So, and it was fun to watch baseball. I've been saying, right after the season, everyone's excited about us and the season we had, and we felt so accomplished and great year. But then, baseball's over here. Yeah, hold my beer, softball. So it was, but it was a lot of fun. It was great to make Coastal proud, and looking forward to continue the climb.
Yeah, you talk about making Coastal proud. I mean, just how exciting is it to have both softball and baseball make NCAA tournament runs?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty neat. Spring sports dominated last year. We love that, and it's having a spring sports powerhouse here. It's a good feeling.
At this point in the off season, with the season coming up here in a few weeks, and we talked before this interview started about getting the scrimmages in and just getting the players ready. But right now, what are your players focused on going into the season?
Just fine tuning right now. I mean, we feel pretty good about what we've covered in practice, and trying to do some last minute things, trying to get our timing down as hitters, pitchers, trying to see as many batters as possible, trying to see pitches. This weather is a little bit little dicey for us, trying to get scrimmages in and so forth, but. Just final preparation. As we get into next week, we'll focus a little bit more on our opponents. So far, it's been all about us and figuring it out. But, we'll be ready to go. We're excited about it.
All right, before we go forward, we got to go back to 2025. Like I said, a historic season. 42-19 record. Sun Belt Tournament champs for the first time ever. The 7th NCAA tournament appearance in program history. When you look back at last season, what stands out the most?
Just the accomplishment of that team. It wasn't that we came out of nowhere because it was a gradual climb, but I love the fact that we had players that just got better every year. Nicolette Picone is an example of that. She was good her freshman year, got a little bit better sophomore, better junior, and then took over senior year. Love to see that progress from so many of our players, Kirsten, Maddie Jennings, who are graduated now, but, love to see their progress and so happy to be able to do it on the field with them. I love the fact that, we had a full alumni coaching staff here, not myself, but assistants and our ops. That was special to do it with them and to experience that moment. So those are the things that stand out the most. But I think overall, too, we just had a really good group, high character team that I'm really proud that on and off the field we were just good humans, and to win with good humans is pretty neat.
And Coach, I know that the regular season didn't end the way that you guys wanted it to. There was a series at App State where you had a chance to finish with a higher seed and end up losing 2 of 3 there. And you go into the tournament as the 7 seed, you make a run and win 4 straight games and win the Sun Belt tournament. How did your group refocus after the end of the regular season?
Yeah, we go into App State. If we win the series, we're looking at possibly a 2 seed,
Sure.
and then and that was the whole conference at that time. It's just everyone's battling for that final for those top seeds, and we wound up being 5. But then because of tiebreaker procedures, we're at the 7th. So yeah, it was a little disappointing. But I just remember the last practice before we went to the tournament, and I remember Georgia Hood was in that in a little group with a few others, and I just remember the confidence. Like, we got this, coach. And it was just the feeling I got at that last practice before we left. The team was confident that we knew we could beat any team on any given day. We knew we were good enough. Nobody cared about our seed, our record in the conference. We knew we were the best team in the conference. I mean, there was no doubt. And so I just I went into that tournament feeling confident that we were going to get it done. And I think our players did too.
And it was led by that special senior core of players. I mean, Maddie Jennings, Kirsten Roos, Nicolette Picone, all making huge impacts. When you look back on their time with Coastal Carolina and all the work they put in, what do you think that lasting impact is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that we learned from them is just the confidence, the leadership, the presence on the field. For them to every time they went on that field, we knew we had a chance, and the way they carried themselves, Nicolette in the circle, the energy that she gave us. I mean, certainly she's skilled, but the competitor in her, all 3 of those guys were just true competitors, and these younger players that learn from them, we need that to show up this year.
Sure. And, Coach, you just got the rings to celebrate the Sun Belt Championship and making the NCAA tournament. Just recently had the ring ceremony. Just how great was that to have the old players coming back and just have everybody back together once again?
That was special. I mean, it was so exciting to see everyone back and to see them. It makes me want to just keep them here because you love them so much and everything they did for your program. But, it was great to have them back. It was a great day to celebrate our team from last year. And the rings are just, amazing. They're beautiful. Overall, it was a really special day for our program.
Big ring to celebrate, a big accomplishment for your team. And now we look ahead, 2026 on the horizon. No secret, Delaney Keith, I think, highlights this team, her 4th year with Coastal Carolina. Last season, 19 home runs, hit 339. Teal Nation has become very familiar with Delaney Keith at third base over the years. Well, what's her ceiling this year in her senior season?
Yeah, I don't think she's even close to reaching it. I mean, that kid can play. She can. I think she's a capable 400 hitter. Power numbers, are going to be. I don't know how much more she's going to be able to do power numbers, but I wouldn't put a ceiling on that either. But I think the type of hitter she is, she can get that average up to closer to 400. I think this year you'll see her stealing more bases potentially. She didn't have as many last year. That's on me. I'm not calling it because of the people she has around the lineup too. But I think I'll probably take some more risks this year with her on the bases. But yeah, she improved her defense last year. That's improved every year. So but I think that's a kid who there's no ceiling on that kid. She can do whatever she wants.
In this era of college athletics, it is rare to have a player stay at a school for 4 seasons. And Delaney Keith has done that. What do you think that says about her character and who she is as a person?
Yeah, she's loyal. She loves Coastal. She bleeds teal. She is at every football game front row. She is at the front row of the student section. She gets there early. When we have recruits here for tailgates, we actually let them leave a little earlier because we know Delaney needs to get in that front row and she needs to get in that seat.
That's awesome.
So that kid bleeds teal, but I love the loyalty, absolutely. But she just loves it here. I would never expect her to transfer because I know how happy she is at Coastal, loves the community, has a ton of friends outside of softball. She's awesome.
I think we saw her volunteering or working with the volleyball team as well this past fall. She was doing something with them.
Yeah, she had her, that's her internship. So she's doing her athletic training internship there. So she was working with the athletic trainers, yeah.
Incredible. Like you said, bleeds teal through and through.
Absolutely.
Georgia Hood as well, a big bat for your lineup. NFCA All-American last year. The numbers on her are insane. And she was a big transfer that you guys got a few years ago. Now she's coming in to her last season. But, last year, 420, 20 home runs, 56 runs batted in. What's her offseason been like and what's she been working on?
Yeah, so she, her offseason, she played for Team Australia this summer and World Cup action. So, she did a great job for them. And then, she was out for us this fall with an injury and worked her butt off to get back. And her strength levels are off the chart. She couldn't do a whole lot of lower body as she was rehabbing. her upper body, her bench. I mean, our strength coach is constantly telling me how impressed he is with her strength, and now so we're just getting her back full, and she's going to have a massive season for us, and she's just a great person to have in our lineup, great leadership, and she's another one. I don't know what her ceiling is because she had a great year last year, but we still see so much more in her too.
Let me touch on that leadership aspect because she's a player that has just so much collegiate softball experience. So how has she stepped up as one of the leaders for this team?
Yeah, she just gives that calm. She's just that calm presence. She's when she first got here, I just remember she didn't necessarily love the machine. We use a lot of machines in practice, so she hated the machine. She wasn't doing well at first, and she would get frustrated. Now she's she's just matured. She was already mature. I mean, she's old. She's 25 years old. So she matures every year and grows, and she loves the machine. Now those challenges that she faces, she just overcomes them because she just understands the process so much better, and she's able to remain calm in those situations. And that just allows her to be clutch on the field and helps us more.
Let me go off on a little tangent here. I mean, you mentioned the machines. What kind of technology? I guess how has technology changed the way that you guys practice since you've been a head coach?
Yeah, so we use a lot of different technology. We have, I think first and foremost, we have on our field, we have, Yacker Tech, which is like a TrackMan. So it's tracking every pitch, what the pitch is doing, the spin rate, the speed, what the hitter does, the exit velo, the launch angles, those different things. Mm-hmm. So I think most importantly for our hitters, it's about strike zone management. That's the area that I think that we use it the most. We get feedback of what pitches we're swinging at. If we're not swinging at good pitches, our hitters are not going to have success. So I think that's a level of accountability in practices and live, and when we're doing live situations in practice, or BP. We always know, we put it up on the board, we always know what we're swinging at. So I think that feedback's important. Coach Daneker will use a lot with, we have our blast sensors that we put on the bats in BP. We can use them in scrimmages too, where we're getting some data on our bat speed, on our time to contact. So those are things that are important to her. So we have that constant feedback that just, it's an accountability piece, but it's giving our hitters that feedback.
Yeah.
Coach Q uses it on the field to assess our spin rate, our tilt on the pitch. What are we making that pitch move as much as possible? What's our speed differential between our hard stuff and our slow stuff? Ideally, we'd love our pitchers to all have at least 3 different speeds. Mm-hmm. So that's just great feedback. So we try to use that technology whenever we can. I'd love to have a staff of 5 more people to use it even more. That'd be great. But these guys work so hard to try to implement that technology to make us better for sure. And even our machines in practice. We have a programmable machine that we can replicate a pitcher that we're going to face. With that spin rate. Mm-hmm. So we take a spin, so for instance, if we have a team that's been here on our field last year was the first year we've had it, we can take those numbers and input it into our machine. So we're now seeing the same pitcher, in a sense, that we saw last year, same movement, same type of speeds. And so that's something we're looking forward to do this year.
That is the coolest thing, because when I was working in minor league baseball in the Cubs organization, they had something like that, right? And I always thought it was the coolest thing. I mean, you can put Nolan Ryan up there and face him, but it's a machine. I think that's awesome. Analytics is a world that just continues to grow and grow, mm-hmm. and using it to your advantage, I think is awesome. Going back to your players, McKenna Metzger had a big breakout season her freshman year, 10 homers, a 295 average. Also does some work in the circle on the pitching staff for you guys as well. Just how has she improved in the offseason coming into her sophomore year?
Love McKenna offensively. First of all, talk offense. Mm-hmm. She's really made some big. I mean, again, you talk about when she first got here from freshman year to now, and the progress that she's made. Her timing, her approach, all have improved tremendously, and they improved all last year from the beginning of the year to the Sun Belt tournament and regionals. And then she's just continued growing as a hitter. So love what we're seeing from her this year, and then pitching, we would expect her to make a bigger impact this year for sure. Mm-hmm. She's picked up a new pitch with Coach Q, and that pitch is, hitters' feedback. They hate facing her. Again, yesterday in our scrimmage, she's making our hitters look silly, and I'm never concerned about our offense, but yesterday, with her and Kate throwing these new pitches
Yeah.
that they were having, I starting to sweat a little bit. But no, credit to our pitchers. We would expect her and Kate Ryan to see some more time this year, increase their roles, and looking forward to seeing that.
Talking with Coastal softball head coach Kelley Green on the Chant Pod, presented by Revolution Mortgage, coming off a 2025 Sun Belt Championship and now looking ahead to 2026. Let's go in the circle, because Nicolette Picone was just incredible for you guys in her career, but especially last year and what she did. Sun Belt Pitcher of the Year, NCAA Woman of the Year nominee. Now you got Abby Henderson coming back in the circle, who got a lot of work last year, a 3.75 ERA, over 106 innings pitched. How prepared do you feel she is to take the role of that ace coming into this year?
She's prepared and she's ready. She wants it. She wants the ball. She's excited about her opportunity, and we need her. We need her to be a workhorse for us. She's worked really well with Coach Q. Some more improvements this year, and she's ready to take the reins.
Other people on the pitching staff, you mentioned Kate getting some work in, McKenna stepping up in the circle as well. Just what's that pitching staff looking like coming into this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's a staff of 7 that we are going to use every single bit of them. We really feel like everyone has potential to have an increased role from last year. Our transfers coming in should make an immediate impact, and we're going to use them all. I think last year we had 2 pitchers that threw a lot, and then everyone else threw a little bit. I don't think that would be, just looking at it, I don't think that would be the case this year. You never know how the season's going to turn out, but we really feel like every single one of those 7 can make an impact on our staff.
Sure. Every season you get a brand new team. Obviously a good amount of returners from last year, but some new players getting mixed in. Just how have you seen this team just gel together throughout the fall and now the spring leading up to the season?
Yeah, I think it starts when you have a good group of human beings on your team that are just good people, disciplined people. That's going to lead to a great locker room culture. And so last year we had it that transferred into this year. Even though we have 11 new faces this year, we have a really good chemistry, and they all get along really well on and off the field. I love where our culture is right now.
Let's talk about the schedule, because you pull it up on the website. There's some big names coming to Conway that you got on the schedule for 2026. Season starts against Virginia on February 6th, right here at the Kickin' Chicken Classic. Best name for a tournament of all time. You'll also see number 8, Arkansas, in that tournament as well. Florida State comes to Conway. South Carolina's coming to Conway this year. What gets you excited about this schedule this year?
Yeah, I mean, I just said it yesterday. 12 of our first 26 games are against top 25 teams, or at least receiving votes, depending on which poll you look at. So pretty exciting, the schedule we put together. Love the fact that it's going to drive out some fans. We're going to play in some awesome conditions. And, that's just love the challenge that our players are going to face. It's going to get us ready for our conference play for sure, and give us an opportunity to get some top 50 wins for that RPI. That's where we want to be.
Coach, every time last year I came to St. John Stadium, it was packed. Teal Nation really showed up for you guys this year. How important is that support, getting the fans out here to watch this team? Yeah,
we love it. I mean, I don't know. It does make a difference to our play, and it's exciting to play in those conditions. It's exciting to have fans everywhere. I mean, nobody would say anything different. It just raises your level of energy. We love it, but. The last couple of years we've really had a good showing of fans, and we filled the stands, and part of that is who we bring to play, but part of that is our level of play. As our play improves, more people are going to come watch us. It's not always about coming to see Arkansas and some of the other teams. We're good, and we're going to drive the fans out as well. So I think I think it works that way too. But the fans are awesome. We love it loud, and looking forward to seeing it packed.
Some new teal seats out there at St. John Stadium as well. A little bit more comfort for the fans coming out here to watch Coastal softball. Coach, I'll close it out with this one, but overall, just what excites you the most about the 2026 season, and what could come for Coastal softball this year?
What excites me the most is building upon last year. We're not going to settle with just getting to the regional. We want more. We want to get to that super regional. The optimism that's in the air, all the new faces, having the opportunity with the schedule that we have put together, having that opportunity to really make some big strides this year, continue to make those strides, and just seeing what this team can do. I mean, I think that we have the schedule in place to do a lot of big things this year if we can perform well. And that's that optimism, that excitement. That's what we want.
Yeah, a lot of excitement, a lot of juice coming into 2026. Season starts February 6th at the Kickin' Chicken Classic. Coach, we can't wait for it. We appreciate you coming on.
Yep, thank you very much.
Great talking with Coach Green ahead of the season starting this weekend with the Kickin' Chicken Classic, still the best name ever for a softball tournament. 2026 starts on Friday against Virginia at 3:30 p.m. at St. John Stadium. It'll be a game against Akron on Friday night. Then the Chants face off against the 8th-ranked team in the country, Arkansas, on Saturday at 3 o'clock. All games are on ESPN+. So happy to have softball back as the spring season officially gets underway. We'll have more for you next week, but for now, we'll close things out. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Chant Pod presented by Revolution Mortgage. I'm Sam Wiederhaft, signing off. Chants up.